There's a lot to drill down on, and we have the perfect guest, Jack Lew, co-chair of the Council on Foreign Relations Task Force behind this new report, who also served as Treasury Secretary and OMB Director for President Obama. Jack Lew, thank you very much for being with us. Well, China is everywhere, expanding their projects now to 139 countries. Germany now with a big, overture to China, the UK and its new global Britain report last week, overture to China economically. So what should the U.S. do?
Well, it's good to be with you, Andrea. And the report that we released yesterday from the Task Force Council on Foreign Relations is really the most comprehensive analysis of the Belt and Road Initiative with recommendations for the U.S. response. We convened the task force to better understand the Belt and Road Initiative and understand China's ambitions internationally and what it means for the U.S. And we looked at it as part of not just an infrastructure program, but as an effort to expand geopolitical influence and economic influence. And, we tried to keep it up to date, responding even to the changes since COVID-19. What we found is that, BRI's success comes from filling a void left by the United States and our allies. And we conclude that despite the potential of an initiative like this to meet longstanding needs in developing countries, that it has risks that far outweigh the benefits. Whether it's undermining global macroeconomic stability through unsustainable debt practices, spreading Chinese technology and standards, building coal infrastructure that will create carbon emissions for years, increasing China's political leverage and its ability to project power. There are just many things for us to be concerned about. The pandemic showed us clearly the underlying economic fragility of many of the projects and the countries that the BRI is in. And then the question is, what should U.S. policymakers do? Well, they need to focus on the problems that I just described and come up with solutions. First of all, we need to work with allies on standards like dealing with climate, anti-corruption, and lending practices that are governed internationally through debt mechanisms like the Paris Club. We need to provide technical support to countries so they understand the exposures they're taking on. We need to promote U.S. exports. And we need to invest at home in innovation, on technology and infrastructure. We have to be a leader on global health, and we can't abandon the region's trade agreements that we're not part of. So there's a pretty robust agenda of things that we think you need to do.
Well, this comes after 4.5 years of us getting out of trade agreements, getting out of climate agreements. Today, Tony Blinken is at NATO just saying we're back, but you can't just say we're back. You have to actually compete. And some of our closest allies are lining up with China, not on, geopolitical issues, but certainly on economic issues. They see that. I think that
our allies are looking for the United States to come back. I think that if the new administration, the Biden administration, Secretary Blinken and the team engage the way I believe they will, the rest of the world will be welcoming the United States back in the leadership role on these kinds of standards. For 75 years, the world knew that the United States leadership was critical in this area. And I don't think 4 years changes that. I don't think we get to take another 4 years out. I don't think we will. I think the new administration is already engaging. And we also have to work with China. The meeting was a tough one, but as reported, it ended with an agreement to continue to work together on climate. So there is not going to be the kind of binary world of you work with China, you don't work with China. We're going to have to work with our allies to try to raise standards. China can be part of it and work with China where we can, but where we must, we need to push back.
Thank you so much, Jack Lew. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.